Hello and welcome into another edition of State of the Sun Devils alongside Jesse Morrison and Jake Anderson. I'm Jeremy Schnell. I'm nervous. Is it a great day to be a Sun Devil, Jesse?
It is a very good day to be a Sun Devil because first off, coming up next, we will have an interview with Sun Devil legend Jaelen Strong, and maybe even more important, but I don't think as important. Got a little bet to pay off.
What? Wow.
So, all right, Jeremy, because you have a basic order.
Okay.
There you go. And you got
only like, what is it, $5?
it's 12. You got a $12 one. And Jake, here's your 15. And
wow, I got more. Nice.
And you gotta you should read the message on it.
It says Paul Tyson got robbed.
It says,
Okay.
Get your guac, fool.
Okay.
I want the record to show that I did call
Hold on.
this.
I'm gonna go
the,
bring this
group
up to the
text.
camera real quick. Hold on.
I tried my best to keep this a secret.
By saying I have a surprise. I have a surprise.
Well, yeah, I have a surprise, but I had to
Young and hungry.
I had to make sure that you guys were surprised somewhat. It could have been another guest in addition to Jaelen.
Well, it wasn't, thank goodness, because I wanted this finally, and we got.
So when are you guys gonna go? See, I didn't want to bring the food in because I just kind of wanted you guys to do it on your own terms.
We could make it dinner. We could go after the game on Saturday now that it's a 1 p.m. start.
Yeah, but I'll probably fill up on the.
I wasn't gonna. I mean, what, you're paying for yourself there? Like,
No, I'm just saying I'm probably going to fill up on the
Halftime cookies.
Halftime cookies, yes, but there's also, when it's a day game at Sun Devil Stadium, that's the best media food because it's like a big breakfast spread.
Because it's usually hotter than hell.
It's
up
just
there.
a big breakfast spread, and there's like eggs and pancakes and stuff. I'm excited for that.
I'm enthralled. This is incredible. Thank you, Jesse.
The content that I provide
You'll
is
be enthralled on the sidelines.
Yeah. Jaelen Strong's going to join us in just a second. Sun Devil legend. Again, the 8-year anniversary back on Tuesday, October 4th of the Jael Mary. Him and Michael Berkovici hooking up for that amazing play that sent Sun Devil Nation into, what would you say, delirium, Jesse?
Frenzy.
Jake would have a better answer for this.
Did you run on the field, Jake?
I wish I could have. I probably would have been tackled like
It-
Bobby Wagner
at the
tackled that one
Coliseum.
dude, but
Well, that wasn't,
did the away fans storm the field?
Hasn't that happened before?
honestly, with everything that was happening, I probably could have.
There were a lot of people just
There was just a ton of people running on the
ground.
field.
I should have asked Jaelen about what it felt like to be at the bottom of that pile. But yeah,
Was he it though? Because he caught it like on the run. He didn't fall down.
and that
Well, his teammates piled on top of him.
yeah.
And then Burko got piled on while cramping. That's why he fell.
Really? He wasn't just like celebrating?
No, he cramped.
I didn't know that. That's a great fact. Jake breaking cool facts here on State of the Sun Devils.
That's what happens when you're a media relations intern.
Anyway, here's our interview with Jaelen Strong. Jaelen Strong joining us here on State of the Sun Devils. Sun Devil legend Jaelen Strong on the anniversary of, a couple days later after the 8-year anniversary of the Jael Mary, October 4th. What is that day? And when you think about all the way back in 2014, and it comes up every year, what does that day mean to you when Sun Devil Nation just rallies around you every single year?
It means a lot to me. It's so special to me. I kind of like feed off the energy of that weekend. It's a big weekend for me. It's a big day for me. It's close to my heart. It's so important to me that I'm not really sure if you guys remember, but even my rookie year in the NFL, I caught a Hail Mary. It was the same weekend. It was just, the next. I think it was Thursday, so it would have been today if we played on Saturday. So it was the following year, but on that next Thursday, I think we had a Thursday night game versus the Colts. I believe it was like October 8th or so, something like that. And it was the same exact, just a Hail Mary before halftime instead. But it was crazy. It was like the same weekend, my first touchdown in the NFL was a Hail Mary. So that's how important the week is to me. And I feel like I just feed off of that energy and go from there.
Jaelen, this is Jake Anderson. I'm the football team beat reporter. So unlike my two co-hosts, I was actually at the stadium for your great Jael Mary catch. So I do understand the energy that you're talking about in the stadium that night. Looking back at it, obviously that was I mean, probably the last time ASU had a great football team. Obviously, it didn't go the way we'd all hoped. But, going fast forward to now, I mean, how do you see, with everything that's happening with the program, I mean, where do you see where it's going now from after all these years?
I mean, it's going where none of us like it to see it go. That's why a lot of guys like myself, I know Jamil Douglas is now back in Arizona. I've been in talks with Burkle a lot, Jordan Simone, DJs out here. A lot of guys that were on those teams are back now. We're moving back out here, and we are trying to establish, that the alumni actually cares. Arizona State has never really been strong in treating their alumni the way they should be, but also it could be the fact that maybe the alumni never really came back to receive that love. So we're trying to set a stance and set up things where me, myself, Will when he comes back, Marcus Hardison when he comes back, Longino, he's out here, Steph Martin, a lot of guys, even Chris Young is back out here. We're all just, pretty low key and chill these days, but, we're trying to do whatever we can do to get these, get the guys, back rallied up and headed in the right direction. It starts upstairs, of course, and then it's a trickle down effect. So the guys upstairs have to actually, you can only hide things for so long. When you don't commit to something and do right by the commitment, all truth comes to light. You can't hide in the dark for so long, whether it's going to show through the program, through people not making, not smart decisions, putting the program in jeopardy and things like that. And it's, I think that's a sad rule that the NCAA has to punish the whole program full of kids who literally had nothing to do with the decision making of administration. It's like almost detrimental, you know what I mean? And these kids now have to start over or learn new people and learn new relationships if they do transfer. So it's almost, bad that, they put these stipulations and things onto the whole program. But I just think that it starts upstairs. And, people say what they want about Todd Graham, but, he prepared, a lot of us. A lot of the guys that were in those locker rooms, we may have had things to say or disagree with how he wanted to discipline us, but we're all, able to live our life, with a understanding of character, discipline, and things like that take you on to, other endeavors in life and not just football.
Jaelen, Jesse Morrison here. Just kind of going off of Jake's question. I'm not going to ask you like who you want, but just going forward for the program, like what kind of coach do you think should lead this team?
Well, I haven't really talked to Coach Iguano or, did any research on him, but from what I see, a lot of the guys like his approach. They believe that he cares for the team, stuff like that. And, from the players I did talk to, I won't mention any names, but from the players I did talk to, their problem with Herm was kind of just he was in a light of like the kind of they felt like they loved him he was the right perfect person for as a mentor, as a guy, he's like an uncle everybody loves. But if they knew they were doing something wrong, they could trick him into like basically he didn't have a backbone almost. Like it was kind of like he was too cool, his heart was too genuine, too pure that even if, you know what I mean? So his intentions may have been like real pure, just wanted the best for the guys, and he was living the dream. He was in Paradise Valley, he may not needed to win to feel fulfilled, you know what I mean? Whereas though, that's the goal though. So I believe Herm, may have had the best interest, but when you want to win, you got a whole town who's used to winning, a winning culture, you know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what the problem is, I believe. But I think going forward, I would like to see somebody like Dillingham or Marion, some of those guys that were kind of apples of, the Graham tree, guys that, don't fall too far from the tree.
I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, and I'll let you get out of here. I want to go back to 2014. I know it might be a sore subject, but obviously that Oregon State game, it's on a lot of Sun Devil fans' mind after you guys beat Notre Dame and then went to Oregon State the next week. Do you think that team had the talent, if you were to win out the rest of the season, that if you were to go to that college football playoff, that you could have competed?
Yeah, that's what year was that?
That was the Jael Mary year after you guys beat Notre Dame, and then you
that was the first playoff, right?
Yeah,
yep.
It was Ohio State won.
Yeah, did they win? Ohio State. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ohio State
with
beat
Zeke
Oregon.
Elliott. Yeah,
they beat Oregon. Right. Yeah, we would have. We would have competed for sure. That year we would have definitely competed. I think so. I think we had because they was trying to keep TCU up there at 5-4 for the longest, but we were way better than TCU at the time. So we would have definitely competed. It would have been interesting to see. I think we'd have matched up very well with Ohio State, but not too well with Alabama.
Not a lot of people do. We wanted to ask you about what you're doing now. You got some clinics coming up for all positions. Tell us about that.
Yeah, on Friday night, I'm going to do 13 and under, 12 and under at 7:30 over at Tempe and Mitchell Dog Park. And on Saturday at 9, I'm going to do a 13 to 17 group over at Mitchell Dog Park. Get a workout in and just have fun. And doing a podcast right now with Guru and Guy Podcast. And
cool.
That's dope. We only did 2 episodes. We're still getting our feet wet. I'm not experienced like you guys.
we try.
I'm far from experienced, man.
We try our best, Jaelen.
You might be a better talker than me already.
You got tweeted at by DeAndre Hopkins yesterday. Did you see that as well?
Oh yeah. He gonna probably come to the one of the workouts this week.
Yeah, that'd be nice. You guys knew each other. You were teammates back at Houston.
Yeah. When we was in Houston. So he'll probably, I'm sure he'll call me and tell me to come. He's just gonna walk up. So he's one of those guys. So it'll be dope and it'll be real good, And then the Eagles coming in town this week. I'm not an Eagles fan or anything, but it's good to have some Philly and Arizona this week.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jaelen, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to talk to you again soon, and maybe we'll see you out at Sun Devil Stadium sometime soon as well.
Yeah, I'll be there this weekend. It's the Hall of Fame week, right?
Yep. Terrell Suggs at halftime, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go support Suggs at halftime.
Sweet.
All right, we'll
see you
try
there,
to
man.
say hi.
We'll have Jesse throw up a Hail Mary to you, and we'll recreate the Jael Mary. All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining us, Jaelen. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Because then I have to catch it.
Thanks, Jaelen.
All right, thanks.
Take care.